How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about how to build your positive mindset. If you want to know how to think, how to feel, how to uplift your mind so that you can see the positive in the world, this is going to be the episode for you because we're going to break it down in a very simple way. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, if you're enjoying this podcast or there's something that resonates with you, if you're on YouTube or Spotify, you can actually leave a comment. Not only do those comments help me know what resonates with you or what you enjoy from these episodes, but somebody else might read your comment and it might inspire them to give this a listen. I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world, and the best way to do that would be together. So whether you leave a comment or share it with somebody, it means the absolute world to me, and I could never thank you enough. But let's dive into today's episode. So positive mindset, how do you have it? This is one simple thing that I've really discovered recently that people struggle with. And when you build your positive mindset, when you lift yourself up, it'll seem so easy to do. But if you're feeling down, if you're feeling negative, if you're just seeing the worst in life or feeling the worst, whether it's in your mind or actually happening, maybe you are going through something very difficult, whatever it is, this is so important. And it's the thoughts you think. If you can't speak positive thoughts out loud, if you can't think them in your head, you're truly missing what they are. You see, it's not just words. When you say that the sky is beautiful, it's a wonderful day, I'm so blessed to have this day, no matter what is going on, I'm going to see the good. If you can't get into that energy, if you see, I have to go to work, it's rainy, it's going to rain tomorrow, I don't want to deal with this, the temperature's changing, this, that, and the other. If you always see that, that will be your experience. You see, these words represent frequency. If this lesson, if this one practice was the only thing you took away, I promise you, it would change things. The way you think and say things aligns with the energy or the frequency that you experience the world on. Why don't you give it just 1 week? 1 week where you commit to positive thoughts, to high frequency thoughts, to saying the good, to practicing gratitude as much as physically possible. Whenever that negative thought happens, maybe someone makes you mad, there's somebody in traffic, whatever it is, it's your spouse, it's work, it's whatever, something brings you down, immediately, at least 10 times more, say the opposite, the positive, find the silver lining in every situation. This will change your life. You see, if you go to someone that's struggling, and this might be yourself, and this is what I do in my mindset coaching when I work with somebody that's really down, and you tell them to say something positive, it's as if they're allergic to it. Trying to say it is like pulling teeth. It doesn't feel good. They don't want to say it. They don't believe it. I can see it on their face. Just saying, I'm a good person and I deserve amazing things. I'm a great person and I deserve high level people. I deserve millions of dollars. I deserve love. I deserve to be forgiven. Just saying that is difficult for somebody that's in a negative energy. Saying that you deserve the better job, that you deserve the higher income, that you deserve to be forgiven, those should be easy to say. So say it over and over and over. In fact, I was talking to somebody and I was telling them, because they're about to go through something, they have a surgery coming up, and they said, well, I don't want to sound boastful, because I was saying, like, you're going to ace this. You've done things like this before. You've always healed faster. You've always, made it through. You're a champion. Like, that's what we should be talking about. And they said, well, I don't want to brag. I guess I know that about myself, but it's going to be hard. And they started saying all the difficult things again. It's not bragging to speak positively about yourself, saying that I can do this. And if people that are around you are telling you that's self-centered, or you shouldn't speak like that, they don't have your highest alignment in their vision. That's not the priority to them. They are more concerned with how you're making them feel versus what you're doing to yourself. When you start leveling up, when you start growing and expanding, people that operate at your old frequency or below where you're going, they will say you've changed, not in a positive way. But anybody that's operating at a higher frequency or equal frequency than you will say you're expanding, you're growing, you're healing. Welcome to the great side. Welcome to the light. Welcome to the love. That's what they will say. So how your world, your external world, reacts to you saying positive things is a great indicator to the frequencies you've been surrounding yourselves with, whether it's by choice or not. All you have to do, this great first step, is level up your thoughts. Make it a priority. Make it a promise. I will see the good in every situation, no matter how I'm affected. I will see the love in every situation, no matter how I'm affected. When you get into that energy, you're unstoppable. You get into that flow state. You get that feel good internally because there's energy. There's frequency that runs with the words you think, hear, and say. That's as simple as it gets. Level yourself up. Commit to that. Commit to attaching yourself to higher frequency all the time. That's all you have to do. I don't know how else I can say it. When I was working with somebody, they were struggling with this. They were having a hard time saying positive things because they felt like they were lying. And I said, well, if you were around somebody, maybe it was think like an abusive person, abusive spouse, or maybe it was your parents, they're real negative, whatever it is. And they kept saying, you're the problem. I can't do this because of you. You were a mistake. You caused this. You're expensive. We never have anything because we have all your stuff. Like, if you have somebody external saying those things to you, guess what? That frequency is being spoken to you, and it can shift how you feel about yourself. It can actually lower your frequency. That's why non-physical abuse, like mental abuse, is a real thing. You can convince somebody and align them to a frequency they don't align with. So if somebody external can do that with something you don't necessarily believe at first, what would you do, or how powerful are you in your own mind? If you continue those negative thoughts, that's way more powerful than someone external. If you shift them to positive and you're the creator of them, that's way more powerful than someone external. So it feels fake, that's okay. Do it anyway. It's going to feel fake. If you were operating winning, if you're living this positive life, if you were feeling good, and then you get around somebody and you see them spit the negative, it's going to seem so distant from you that it's almost like a different language. You'll see them and wondering, like, why are they doing that? Why are they speaking to that frequency? But if you hang out with them enough, you'll start sharing those thoughts. You'll start feeling the way they feel because your frequency will start to get pulled by them because you're observing them. You are an observer and creator. What you observe, you create more of. You see, so if someone external can have that effect on you, that's why it's so important as a parent to pay attention to your kids' friends, because the influence is powerful, even though it's very important for you to pay attention to your circle of influence. So pay attention to that. If someone external, if their thoughts and words can affect you, imagine what yours do. Level up to the positive, raise your frequency, and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on how to shift the frequency or climb the ladder to positive frequency. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group, all down below. I appreciate everybody that has followed me. And if you want to level up, if you're listening to this podcast and you want to make this shift, I have 2 ways where we can work together. I have my one-on-one mindset coaching, which I love doing. I love connecting with you on that one-on-one setting, really breaking down the barriers, getting you in that high frequency and allowing you to achieve and live the life that you desire. But I also have my group, Freedom Fundamentals. This is for somebody that wants to expand in health, wealth, and happiness. It's a powerful group. We're talking mindset. We're talking building wealth in real estate. And then, of course, creating that happiness that you'll enjoy. If you want information on either of those, the best way would be to reach out to me via Instagram, or there's a link down below. If you fill it out, I will get back to you as soon as possible. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.